It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another surprise, this time live stream Q&A. We'll wait a few minutes for people to see how many join. I don't know how many people are going to join. This was a surprise stream, but knowing that this Friday night I'm probably not going to be able to put up a live, and because we didn't do one last week, like last Friday, I decided to just do this surprise stream. And for those of you who may have missed my community chat post, I'm probably not going to be able to post this week, but we'll be back with uploads starting Saturday. So starting from now till then, there won't be as much uploads, but there's one video that's coming, and obviously this stream. Animated Alex is on the stream, which is great. Sup Ash, I'm good, how are you? Glad you could join. Hopefully more people will join and we can get a discussion going. There's a lot of stuff that we could possibly talk about depending on how many people have seen this upcoming Fear episode, and also obviously people would have seen by now the season 10C finale. Here's Negan. So there's a lot we could talk about for that as well. Animated Alex, what did you think of Negan's episode? I think it was a strong episode out of the 6. My favorite of the 6. And I think it's arguably the best episode of season 10 as well. But when it comes to the overall seasons, I know some people are saying it was the best episode ever, but I don't agree with that quite honestly. I am doing a video that I'll be posting probably tomorrow when it comes to comparing it to the comic version and kind of talking about which one I like more. So that video will be coming. Stay tuned for that, but just generally speaking, I think comparing it to the comics, it was a little bit of an underwhelming turn of events, but just looking at it as is, like a TV universe version, it was pretty well done. And I don't think it's fair to compare it to the comics because there is a chance, and I think a very high chance, that this is not it. We're going to get more from Here's Negan, closer to what they did in the comics, but it just won't be in the main show. It might be in the Tales, it might be on a spin-off, might be a movie, something like that. So it's not like we're never gonna get the actual Here's Negan, but this I think was a good way to start it, to start that, I would say, pathway in the story. This episode 1022, I feel like what it did really well is showcase Lucille and Negan's relationship. Other than that, it felt short in all aspects. The best thing about that episode was Negan and Lucille and what happened between them. If that's what they wanted that episode to do, they did a fantastic job. Animated Alex, the episode before Negan's episode was literally just a Tom and Jerry episode. Yeah. I think when I did my ranking of the 6, if you don't know, we did like the ranking of the 6 episodes. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. But I actually put 1021, which is the episode before the finale, as my second least favorite. My least favorite would have to be the Princess episode. And the reason for that is because it felt like a waste of time at the end of the day. Animated Alex, I kind of wish we got Simon. Yeah, I mean, even if they just brought Dwight and Sherry, that would have been nice too, instead of Laura. Nothing against Laura, but it just felt like that episode was missing that kind of awesome cameo, just like the comic version, you know what I mean? So it didn't need to be Simon. Simon would have been, I think, great, but we didn't get Simon. I was hoping we would get a little bit of Dwight and Sherry possibly, but we didn't get that. And I feel like maybe they could have brought on a few more saviors. You know what I mean? But I guess we're gonna get what we get, right? Lara was not. At least we got a savior, or an ex-savior, and I think that's the biggest thing. That at least they know or they understood that us getting a ex-savior in that episode was extremely important. As far as respecting, I would say, the comic storyline to an extent. Just curious, how many of the people watching now have seen the mid-season premiere, you could say, of Fear 608? Because there's definitely a lot we can talk about there, but if no one's seen it, we're not even going to get into it, because if we're going to get into it, we're going to have to put like a big spoiler warning, which may turn off a few people who may not want to know if they haven't watched. Animated Alex, my favorite episode was Robert Patrick episode. That's my second favorite. The only reason I put the Here's Negan above that, let me just, what's going on with my table? Why am I so high? That's a little better. That's a little better. The only reason I put the Here's Negan episode above that Robert Patrick episode is because the Here's Negan episode was, like, it had a lot of great comic references, a lot of great Easter eggs, a lot of great callbacks. And I think in the grand scheme of things, that episode sticks in fans' memories more. Like, let's say in 2 years' time, who's gonna go watch the Robert Patrick episode? And not just saying Robert Patrick, I mean that episode with Gabriel, Aaron, and Maze. Who's gonna go watch that? But I feel like there's a rewatchability factor to it. I'm sure in a couple years or even a couple months, people are gonna maybe come back to the Here's Negan episode because it stands on its own. Ridian Williams, I hope I pronounced your first name right. Who's your favorite character? Mine is Jerry. What's your opinion on him? What do you think he's gonna do in season 11? My favorite character from the people that are currently in this story and are alive, I would say Carol was up there, but she's dropped significantly in last 2 years. Last two seasons, I mean. But I would say, let me think. I would have to go with Daryl. I don't know if Daryl's first though. Let me think about it. I'm drawing a blank on the characters for some reason. Who do we have? Michonne is not in the story. I was gonna say Michonne. Negan. Why am I forgetting Negan? Obviously, Negan. I think it's neck and neck between Daryl and Negan as number one. But one is the first, then the other is the second. And I would say Carol is third. Ezekiel is up there as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. Out of the Walking Dead characters. In terms of Jerry, I think he's a cool character. He's a character that's been around. I hope I wish they would give him some more story. I feel like he's not getting the story he deserves at this point. So I would love to see him more and not just see him ask for soup. That was a low blow maybe. But I would like to see him more in the actual story, in the bigger picture story. And in terms of what they're going to do with him in season 11 or what I think they're going to do with him, I hope he has a big presence in the storyline when it comes to Commonwealth. I would love to see him fight next to Mercer. That would be pretty awesome. For those of you that don't know, Mercer is just a commander in the Commonwealth military. Commonwealth are the community that we're gonna see in season 11. Animated Alex, I missed that comment. He says he hasn't seen it. He's talking about the Fear episode, season 6, episode 8. We're not gonna talk about that then here. At least not right now. If people want my opinion about it more, and if you have seen the episode, we can extend this stream afterwards and put a big spoiler warning for people who want to leave and don't want to know about that. Radian Williams, what's your favorite? Wait, did I? Oh, I missed one. Oh, I read that already. Okay. Jose Hernandez, Kang and Gimple said on Talking that season 11 will be massive in scope, and we will see never before seen locations and new stories. I hope so. I mean, it's the final season. They have to give us something, right? But with that said, when it comes to them hyping the seasons, they always say it's going to be the greatest season ever. So take that with a massive grain of salt, and, you know, don't let that excite you, but don't use that to be super excited and then get basically disappointed because it was underwhelming. But it is cool. But let's not take that and like build the expectations so high that we're gonna be disappointed. You know what I mean? Animated Alex, August 22nd. Yeah, August 22nd is. I was gonna say something, but I lost my train of thought. Yeah, August 22nd is when season 11 will be coming back. So we're obviously gonna be getting some sort of a trailer, like a official trailer for season 11 sometime in, I would say, mid-June or late June. Radian Williams, did Carol, Negan, Ezekiel, Jerry, all of Magnus group, and that's most of the main plus Aaron. Yeah, Aaron, I forgot Aaron. I think at this point, yes, if you want my actual list, I would say probably I would go with Daryl first, and then Negan, but it's very close. And then probably not even Carol. I would actually put Gabriel as third. Gabriel, and then I would say Aaron, but Aaron and I keep wanting to say Ezekiel. Aaron and Gabe are also neck and neck. Like it's very close between them. But then after them is Carol, and then Ezekiel, and yeah, I think that's enough. Radian Williams says Gabe, Rosita. I'm not a fan of Rosita. They haven't done much with her. But yeah, Gabe, I did mention Gabe. Probably I would say Gabe is third. It's going to be probably Daryl, Negan, Aaron, Gabe, and then Carol, then Ezekiel. That would probably be my list right now. And it could change. Like it always changes. At this point in time, that's my ranking. Animated Alex, if Jerry dies, we riot. You may need to get ready to riot in season 11. I think Jerry may end up getting killed in season 11. In a but in a battle situation. I feel like that might be coming. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A hash. So now that season 11 or season 10 is finished, how'd you feel about the season as a whole? Are we counting the bonus episodes as part of season 10? If we are, it drops a few levels. But overall, season 10, if we're not looking at the bonus, I would say it was an okay season. Not my favorite by any means. Not not better than season 9 even. Or I would say season 10 wasn't even. I think it's not even my top 5 seasons. Can't talk. Top 5 seasons. It's not even in my top 5 seasons. Season 10. But again, this is me not including the bonus. If I'm including the bonus, it probably will fall outside of maybe my top, maybe 8 even. Brandon Harpen, Negan will die. I highly doubt it, but they might do it if they want to shock fans or if the actor wants to leave. The only way that Negan will die at this point, or they're going to kill him, is either Jeffrey Dean Morgan just says, I don't want to play Negan anymore, or the show is, and it's the final season, right? It's at a point where they know that they can't do anything with the Negan character. At that point, like if they know they can't do a spin-off, they can't do a movie, they can't do anything with him, then I could see them killing him off. Because when you kill him off, that's it. There's no way to bring him back. Unless in a Tales of the Walking Dead, or unless you do like his backstory again, in a way. And there's just so much you could do with that, right? If they want to keep the door open for Negan to always be there, then you can't kill him off. Raiden Williams got any death predictions for season 11? We'll probably be doing one maybe in a couple months. Maybe before or around the time when the trailer is out for season 11. It's a tough one because it's the final season and it's an extended season. So doing a death prediction is very difficult because they could kill no one, but they could kill some major people, you know? It all depends on where they want to end this story and how much of this story is gonna extend to the 4th spin-off. But yeah, I will obviously need to do a death prediction for season 11 at some point. It's just too early, I think, at this point. And it's very difficult to do a death prediction. On top of my list, though, are, like I said earlier, Jerry. I feel like he might die. One of Magna's group, definitely. I feel like at this point, probably either Magna or Kelly would be other more or less big deaths. Other than them, I feel like, who else? They may end up killing Lydia, but they may not. And then out of the others, Rosita may die. I don't think they're gonna kill Aaron or Gabe or anything like that. Ezekiel is not gonna die. Yeah, like these are my top picks. Like if we're talking major characters, probably I would say 2 of these 4 will probably die. Jerry, Jerry, Rosita, Kelly, and Magna. I feel like out of these 4, 2 will most likely die by the end of the series. Animated Alex, I feel like the Reapers will be minor villains. Yeah, it appears so. Mainly in the first half of season 11. I didn't think they're going to extend to season 11 because it does make the story a little too much. You know what I mean? Or it makes it there's a lot of like different things going on in season 11, right? So I feel like it might be too much, but at the same time, with where they left season 11, or not 11, season 10, with the bonus, there may have been a sort of tease that we might see the kind of small conflict right around the corner in season 11. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A hash. When do you see The Walking Dead season 10 releasing on DVD and Blu-ray? That's very difficult to say because everything's shifted, right? Physical copies, I don't know when they're gonna come out with it. I'm thinking that they want to include the bonus in there as well, so that means that they would have had to wait before, or not wait necessarily, but it may push it back just a little bit as well. It's obviously gonna need to come out, not obviously, but I feel like it's gonna come out right around the time when season 11 starts. But I could obviously be way off about that. It all depends because everything's been shifted. And to be honest, I don't know how long it usually takes for the Blu-rays and stuff to come out after the season ends. Animated Alex. Yeah, a lot of characters have been pushed back a lot ever since Angela Kang became the writer. Yeah, I feel like season 9 was good. Season 9, we spent a good amount of time with each character that was relevant, right? Season 10, I feel like, and I hate to say this, but they focused way too much on characters that they've spent so much time with that they're like beating a dead horse at that point. Characters like Daryl, Carol. How much do we need to see of Daryl and Carol? Especially because they're going to be in a fourth spin-off, right? So I feel like they could have spent more time with characters like Jerry, characters like Gabe, like Aaron. They did a little bit with Aaron, but not as much. So I feel like they definitely spent way too much time with characters that have gotten so much attention already that it's just too much. Epic Zombie Killer, yes, counting the bonus episodes since they are a part of the season. Yeah, then I would say it's not even in my top 8 seasons, season 10. If I were to list it right now, I would say and I'm including the bonus at this point, but my top one would probably be season 9 was always like very close to season 6, but the more time passes, the more I go back to season 6 to rewatch parts, the more I see how great of a season that was. So I'm gonna put season 6 first, then season 9, and then probably season 5, and then season 4, and then season season 5, and then season 1, and then season 4. And then after that, it would have to be season 3, and then season 2, and at that point, probably a season 10. It's the last one, right? Or did I count wrong? There's 10 seasons, right? Which season did I miss? Oh. Yeah, season 10, and then season 7, 8 and 7. See, those 2 seasons were so bad that I completely ignored them in my head for some reason. Animated Alex, honestly, the 6 episodes didn't need to exist. Yes. Absolutely. They could have just done 3. They could have just done 3, to be completely honest. They could have done 3. If they wanted parts of the story of the other episodes, they could have split it, For example, they could have integrated the Father Gabriel Aaron episode with the Reapers episode. Those 2 could have gone very well together. It would have made that episode more exciting and it would have been cooler. They could have merged, for example, the Diverged episode. Actually, yeah, they could have done that. They could have connected the Diverged episode with the flashback Daryl Leah episode, Find Me. They could have, combined them into one kind of thing. So I feel like they could have done maybe just 3 episodes instead of 6. Jose Hernandez, Kang said in season 11, episode 1, Maggie will accept that Negan is part of the community. That's a huge thing to give away, but that's pretty cool. Animated Alex, I hope Rick comes back in the last episode. He probably will, but not in the current storyline because it just wouldn't work timeline wise. But he will probably come back to in some capacity, maybe in a flashback or a dream sequence or something like that. Radian Williams, who do you see getting Dwight's and Rick's comic death? Honestly, I don't think anyone needs to get that death. I don't think they need to do that death. That death or those deaths in the comics were pretty much connected in a way. And it wasn't just a death. It was part of the bigger story that they can do if they want, but they don't have to do it. They don't need to do it in the show version. They could tweak it by a lot. So I don't think anyone needs to get it. But if you want me to just pick a character that could get it and would fit, no one would directly fit at this point. But I feel like for Dwight's death, the person that fits the most, maybe someone like Gabe, maybe, and that's a little bit of a stretch. And for Rick's death, they could give it to. Here's the thing, they have to give it to a big character if they want to give it to someone. So, Carol, Daryl, Negan. They're not going to give it to any of those, so it would be a waste, right? They shouldn't do it, because if they're going to do it, they have to do it right. And I don't think they're going to do it justice. It has to feel the same way. Like, if they give it to like a background character or someone that is a B-lister or C-lister, it's not gonna have the same impact because it was Rick freaking Grimes that died in the comics, right? So they need to do that justice, and they can't just give that to anyone. Animated Alex, imagine the movie will be a filler episode, LOL. That would suck. That would literally suck. Especially with how long you've been waiting for the movie. Animated Alex, I wish we saw Simon. Oh, and then here's Negan episode. You and me both, man. You and me both. Radian Williams. That's just a comment at Epic Zombie Killer. Something that we used to do on the streams that I didn't really kind of make people do, but when we get larger number of people, it may make sense to do, is just put at and then Super Videos Entertainment, and then write your comment. That way it'll highlight it for me so I can see it, because I may miss a comment or two like this because I don't know which are questions, which are just general things, which are targeted towards others. So if you just put at and then the channel name, Super Videos Entertainment, it'll be highlighted for me, so I'll know that I'll definitely check it. You know what I mean? I'm probably not gonna miss it like that. I'm still gonna read the comments, but this way I won't miss it. And I think the more people join, the better it is to do that, because I'm just gonna jump to those that way. Brittany Williams, it's already out in the UK. Oh, season 10 is? Cool. That's cool. Then it's probably it's out in North America as well. It would make sense. Like, it usually comes out here first before the UK, I think. Masked Ninja, do you think the Reapers are the connecting point to the CRM and Rick Grimes? For a long time, not a long time, but for a bit of time, I thought they were going to do that. And there were some clues about it, but at this point, I don't think so. I think that they could still do it, but it feels more and more at this point that it's completely separate and it's just a small minor villain that they wanted to include to bridge the gap between season 10 and season 11, like this kind of bonus bundle in the middle. They wanted to do something that spills over, kind of thing. Or to be honest, they may have even had the Reapers in season 11 before they were even thinking about season 10 bonus, right? And then they may have tweaked it a little bit and brought them a little bit earlier. Animated Alex, we haven't seen Lydia in any 6 episodes. That's not true. We saw her a little bit in 1017. She didn't do much, but we saw her a little bit in 1017. But yeah, we haven't seen a lot of her. DJ White, after Fear the Walking Dead 608, after... okay, there's spoilers. Because Fear the Walking Dead came out a week early, people haven't watched it, so we're not going to talk about it in this stream. We'll wait until it actually airs. So, because of that, we're not going to kind of talk about the big moments. So because of that, I'm actually going to... I'm just going to... yeah, thank you. I was going to do that, but thank you, DJ White. I was going to remove it. Because it's going to spoil it for people. I didn't read it, but people may read it, and yeah. Okay, there's a couple more comments with that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, DJ White. I appreciate it. But yeah, we can talk about any episode in The Walking Dead up to 1022. Obviously, with Fear, we don't want to talk about the latest episode that was released a week early. Masked Ninja, I think Ezekiel or Negan will get Rick's comic death. Again, they don't need to do it. They don't need to do that death. But if they're going to give it to someone, I feel like Ezekiel might not even work. Negan may work, but Ezekiel probably won't even work. Epic Zombie Killer, to me, Ash Dog made Tensi watchable. I love him. Yeah, there's a lot of people who watched because of Dog. I'm sure. DJ White, in 609, will Ginny die? In 609, will Ginny die? That's a tough one. I think yes, but it might not happen in the episode. Like, it might be at the very end of it, and it might be like a cliffhanger sort of situation. But I think she will definitely get killed in the next maybe 2 or 3 episodes. DJ White, in The Walking Dead Season 11, the final season, will Negan apologize to Maggie about killing Glenn? Will Maggie exile Negan and have to leave Negan, or have Negan leave? They don't need to have Negan apologize because they kind of did that already back in Season 9. If they're going to have a conversation like Negan and Maggie, I feel like it'll be initiated not by Maggie, it'll be initiated by Negan. And I think the thing that will trigger it is Herschel Jr. or Herschel, whatever his name is, in the show version. And I feel like they're setting up Herschel to have some sort of a, I would say fatherly, or Negan to have some sort of a fatherly relationship with Herschel Jr. That creates some conflict with Maggie. And I think Negan is gonna initiate the conversation with Maggie to see what they should do to move forward. Because Negan's not going to want to go away, you know? So I think that's how it's going to go. And they need to do something that's not repetitive. Because like I said, we saw that thing in season 9. We saw that stare down between them 2 times in the bonus. So it should be something that closes their chapter in a way. And I don't think Negan's going to be exiled. Because if they were going to do that, they should have done it already in season 10 bonus. At this point, if Negan wasn't exiled, that means that even if he's exiled a little bit in season 11, he's going to come back at some point and join the main characters or the main group in possibly some sort of a major battle. Epic Zombie Killer. Hey Ash, Magna would fit Dwight's death. Magna for Dwight's death. I could see why you would say she would fit, but comparing comic Dwight to TV version Magna, it's not even a fair comparison. It's not even a what do you call it? It's underwhelming, like very underwhelming comparing it to that. Okay, we're gonna read this comment from Mask Ninja because he put the at thing that I like to do, that I like people to do. So I'll read that comment and we'll go back. Mask Ninja, would you say Negan has the biggest character evolution? Does Negan have the biggest character evolution? I would say it's very close. Not very close, but I would say yes, absolutely. But also, I think Carol may have had a bigger evolution. The biggest part of it is that most of the evolution that we're talking about with Negan is hidden from us. We only got a fraction of it already in the TV version. So, because of that, I feel like yes and no, because we haven't really seen it in depth like we have with Carol, for example. So I would put Carol above Negan in that discussion. Animated Alex, in fact, Dwight or Simon shouldn't or should have given Lucille to Negan instead of Laura. Yeah, I agree. I think, you know what would have been better for them to do? And this is just an idea I had. And it has nothing to do with Lucille and like who should have given the bat to Negan. But it's about the Here's Negan episode. And this was just in my... Another way of doing it would have been to have an Xavier be captured. Possibly Dwight or Simon. And it's Negan who maybe first... And they could have done that with what they have right now. What they did. They could have had it so that... And I'll come back to the Dwight Simon thing. But what they could have done is they could have had... the biker gang going after Laura and the doctor. They could have brought them back, captured them, and just like what we saw with Negan coming and saving the doctor, it could have been done in a way where Negan comes and saves an ex-savior. And obviously they would have needed to make that scene stand out because it was just very underwhelming the way it came about. Because it didn't need to be this big scene because it was the doctor. We haven't seen him before, anything like that. But if they did it to an Xavier and had an Xavier be there, that might have worked a lot better. You know what I mean? And yeah, I feel like that would have worked a lot better. So that way Negan saved an Xavier's life. And if that Xavier was loyal to Negan, that would explain why. You know what I mean? And if they wanted to, they could have done something even more clever. And obviously, they would have had to think about this beforehand. but they could have had like one of the, or not one of the, but they could have had like, let's say Simon, have like a scar on his face or something, or some sort of a visible scar. And they never explain what it was. But then in this like way, when this character is captured, like let's say if Simon's captured, maybe the biker gang dude or whoever's capturing him cuts his face. You know what I mean? And that would definitely like connect. Like it would put things into perspective in terms of why this is and why that is. You know what I mean? And if they wanted to, they could have even done it to Dwight. That would have been even cooler, you know? They could have had Dwight before the scar, you know, be captured or something like that. So they could have done a lot more in that scene, I feel like. I just rambled on. Sorry about that. But yeah. So let's read these comments that are highlighted and I'll go back to see if I missed anything. Epic Zombie Killer. When do you see World Beyond Season 2 releasing? Didn't they release a couple pictures from the season? Like they started filming it, right? Like a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. I feel like it's probably going to come out after season 11. I feel. Because from now till season 11, we have Fear the Walking Dead, which is going to take us like a month or so. And at that point, they may be able to squeeze in season 2 of World Beyond there between end of 6B of Fear and season 11. But they may not have that buffer zone to be able to do that. So I feel like they may have to just push it till the next or after season 11. Masked Ninja, Austin Amelia, who plays Dwight, was supposed to be in Here's Negan. Yeah, I read that. And the reason why he wasn't able to is because he was filming Fear the Walking Dead. And I think the delay had a lot to do with that. The delays that happened. It would have been cool to see him. But yeah, that is a good point. And that's why I don't... what do you call it? I don't blame them. Like, it's not the writer's fault for that. The actor just wasn't available, right? But they could have brought Simon. Maybe he wasn't available, but they could have brought some more Xaviers, right? Maybe a Rot. Maybe Gavin. Maybe the other lieutenant that Negan had. Something like that. They could have done a little bit more. I feel like they did something, but they did just enough to make fans happy, you know? They could have gone beyond what would have made fans happy. Jose Hernandez, will we get more Daryl and Negan scenes in season 11? Possibly. I think they did a little bit with them in season 11, or not 11, season 10. And I think that was great. So it would be great to see more of them in season 11. And not just Daryl ignoring Negan or trying to ignore him or something like what we kind of saw in season 11 or in season 10. But it would be more of them not working together, but learning how to work together. Something along those lines. My camera's dying, so give me a sec and I will be back with reading the rest. All right, we are back. Sorry, there was some glitch with the camera. It was frozen. Let me make sure I'm unmuted. Yes, I am. Okay, I got through these highlighted ones. Let me just go back to see if I missed anything. Masked Ninja, I hope Dog does something epic like Shiva attacking the Savior in 716. We could see that. We could see that. Animated Alex, Herschel Jr. got Glenn's scouting skills. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Animated Alex, what happened with Franklin in the Negan episode? Oh, the doctor? They didn't explain. They didn't explain. Or they didn't show it, I mean. I'm assuming they will at some point later on, hopefully, because Lara didn't even join Negan. Like, Lara is still with the doctor, they're on their own, so Negan hasn't fully found his group yet. Or he hasn't actually found his group at all. He's just seen Lara, who is in his group later, right? DJ White, in The Walking Dead Season 11, the final season, how will Maggie and Negan stuff play out, and how will Negan and Maggie conflict end? Will Maggie forgive Negan? I think at the end of the day, Maggie has to. I think the only way for that story to end is for Maggie to not forgive, but learn how to coexist with Negan. And I feel like at the end of the day, Negan may, and not straight away in season 11, but later on, Negan may choose to go out on his own and, yeah, like he'll not exile, but he willingly goes away. Which would definitely open the door for him to be in a spin-off or something like that. DJ White, will Negan survive or die in season 11? Probably survive. I'm going with survive at this point. Animated Alex, who even cares about World Beyond? Some people care. I'm definitely not doing a lot of videos for World Beyond Season 2. I'm just probably going to do the reactions. Oh, speaking of which, I wanted to share something. So this is going to be what we're going to be doing for Walking Dead content on the channel going forward. So, Fear the Walking Dead 6B, we're gonna finish out season 6 with reactions and breakdowns, like trailer breakdowns, but we'll reevaluate for season 11. And the reason why I say reevaluate is to see where we go with season 6. I was not gonna do this, but, and not to spoil anything, but they did things in the last episode that I'm not a fan of. Let's just say that. So we'll do season 6B reactions, breakdowns, but just breakdowns. Like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna discuss the pictures that they might release. I'm not gonna talk about theories and things like that. Just reactions and trailer breakdowns, and just one trailer breakdown per week. And then we'll reevaluate what we're gonna do with season 11. Or season 7, sorry. World Beyond, Season 2, only reactions, no breakdowns, and no theories, nothing like that. Just reactions week to week for Season 2. Season 11 of The Walking Dead, we're gonna do what we've been doing. Breakdowns of the teasers, trailers, things like that. Reactions, obviously. Theories, things like that for sure. What I will be cutting down on a little bit is looking at all of the images that they release. So I will try to only do videos like that, like pictures and key arts and things like that, if it's something that is substantial to talk about, or if I really like something, you know what I mean? And that's with season 11. The Walking Dead 4th spin-off, we're not gonna cover. The only thing I'm gonna do for that is the reaction to the pilot, to the premiere. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. After that, I'm still gonna watch, probably, but I'm not gonna cover it on the channel. Like, if you ask me about it in the streams, I'll talk about it, but I'm not gonna do any videos on it. And then that takes us to the last two things I have here. Tales of Walking Dead, we're gonna do the reactions. I'm not gonna do the breakdowns for those because it just doesn't make sense. It's an anthology, you know, it's a what do you call it? It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a limited series in a way, so it doesn't make sense to me to break it down. So I will be just doing reactions on that. And that takes us to the final thing, which is the movies. Walking Dead movies, we'll do breakdowns, teasers, trailers, things like that. Theories we'll do, especially if there's more than one movie. Where I'm unclear right now is reactions. Depends on the medium. Like, if they put it out in theaters, I'm obviously not going to be able to do a reaction. But if it comes out on AMC, like AMC Premiere or something, or on a streaming site, like HBO Max or Netflix or something like that, then we might do like a reaction of some sort. And that's it. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Masked Ninja, I believe World Beyond Season 2 will air in October. The night of Walking Dead 1108. Yeah, that's a good prediction. I think that makes a lot of sense. DJ White, will The Walking Dead World Beyond air on June 13th, 2011 until August 15th, 2021, or in October? I think it makes more sense for it to be... Or here's the thing. Have they ever done that? Where in the mid-season break, they show other half-season? I don't think they've ever done that. So because of that, I feel like they won't even do that. Let me think. Have they done that? Like, have they shown, like, let's say the first 8 episodes of, like, let's say Walking Dead, and then 8 episodes of Fear, and then come back to the second half of Walking Dead? Something like that. They have never done that. So they may not actually do that. I think either they're gonna, and they can't squeeze it in, because like I said, there's only a little bit of time between season 6B of Fear's end and season 11 of Walking Dead start, right? So they're not gonna be able to squeeze in World Beyond there. I feel like it's gonna have to be, it's a tough one, and I don't think they're gonna wait until all of season 11 is done for them to come with World Beyond, especially because they're filming it now. That's a tough one. Yeah, I think they may end up doing what you said, where 8 episodes of season 11, and then 8 episodes of World Beyond season 2, and then they're gonna come back to The Walking Dead, 8 episodes, and then 8 episodes of World Beyond, and then they're gonna end out season 11, something like that. And the reason I say that is because, for those of you that don't know, season 11 is extended. So we have, I think, 22 episodes or 24 episodes. So we have another 8 episodes after the 16 episodes are done, which is a usual season. DJ White, will Herschel Jr. find out about Negan? And that Negan is the one that killed Glenn. I feel like they may do something where, and let me think about it before I say it to make sure it makes sense. They may do something like this, where they may have Maggie and Negan be put in a situation where Herschel Jr. asks Negan, "Did you know my dad?" Something like that. And Negan would kind of it might be a situation where Negan doesn't know what to say, and Maggie might be the one that makes things less awkward for him and helps him out a little bit. You know what I mean? So they may do something like that. But I think if they want to do that story justice, they're going to need to do that. They're going to need to have Negan or Herschel Jr. knowing who Negan is. But maybe they may need to wait until Herschel Jr. is much older. So it might not happen necessarily in season 11, unless there's a massive time jump at the end and he learns about it there, afterwards when he's much, much older. Animated Alex, how do you think Fear characters would deal with the Whisperers? They would deal with the Whisperers. I would say it depends. Which Fear group? We've had so many. The group that we have right now, I would say, what would they do with the Whisperers? Like Morgan and them. They would probably find a place, and assuming they don't have a community, they would find a place that is safe from a herd, just like what they have right now, behind the walls of the dam. That way, Whisperers can't use their secret weapon. And then, what they're probably gonna do is combat the Whisperer's strategy and lead the herd towards a different direction. Or something along those lines. I don't think that the Fear group is necessarily capable of at this point, or I don't think they have the right people or tools or the right strategy to be able to deal with the Whisperers the same way that our survivors dealt with them. You know what I mean? DJ White, will Negan go back to Negan and Lucille's burnt house and get Lucille's remains? Make a grave and tombstone for Lucille, similar to the comics. I think they may do that, but the fact that Lucille was burnt, like the house was burnt and Lucille was inside, there's really nothing to recover, right? So I don't think it makes sense for them to do the same thing, but they could if they want to. And it doesn't need to be that house. It could be like their summer vacation home or something like that. It doesn't necessarily need to be the exact same house. DJ White, well, The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 2 and Fear 7A air after The Walking Dead Season 11A. again, I don't know what they're gonna do with like when they're gonna be putting these episodes out. So I can't really make a prediction about it. It's difficult to say. Like you said earlier, they may squeeze it in after 11A, but we don't know. DJ White from the article about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6B, new alliances will be formed, relationships will be destroyed, and everyone forced to take sides. I haven't read that, but that kind of makes sense with where the story is right now. Animated Alex, Fear Season 4, 5 group. How would they deal with the Whispers? I'm assuming you mean. Season 4, 5 group. The Season 4 and 5 group were terrible. They would probably... First, I don't think the Whispers would care much about them because they're just so insignificant. They don't have anything to offer. But they would just kill them, I think. Like the Whispers would kill them. No problem. Yeah, that's what I think. Masked Ninja, do you think Father Gabe and Negan will ever say something to the group about seeing a CRM helicopter? It's too late. It's too late. That's the biggest plot hole in The Walking Dead, and it's too late for them to do something about it at this point. They're never going to bring it up, probably. They're going to assume, or not assume, they're going to pretend like fans didn't notice, and fans ignore that. They're going to assume that. Like, they're going to ignore it, for sure. It would be forced at this point if they bring it back. How long have we been going? Usually I can just check the time, but I don't know when we started. So I'm gonna have to use another trick. Okay, we've been going for an hour in. So we're probably gonna bring this to a close. For a surprise stream, I am absolutely happy with the outcome, with how many people joined and the discussions that we've had, given that it was a surprise stream. DJ White, will the end is the beginning group continue to season 7, or will they end them? I think they're gonna spill over, mainly because I think the Ginny group story will overlap with their story. And I don't think they're gonna just end their story after season 6. I think it's gonna spill over a little bit. Not by much, but by a little bit. Alright, so we'll go for another 5 minutes. Another 5 minutes of rapid fire Q&A. And then we will end the stream. Again, for a surprise stream, it was definitely a great stream. By the way, let me see if I can pull this up. For people who are here, I'm gonna let you decide something. For lack of a better word. Or pick something. So, like I mentioned earlier, and these are not the full, or these are not the final versions, but or they are the final versions, but they are not. There is a tweak that I need to do, but let me share these two pictures. So, like I said earlier, I'm gonna be doing a video probably tomorrow talking about the Here's Negan, comparing it, comic version to TV version. I have two versions of a thumbnail for that episode, or for that video. So which one should I use? That's the question. So let me pull it up. It's gonna take a little bit of time. Bear with me. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Give me a sec. Okay, it's good. It's not small or big. I thought it's gonna bring it up big. So it's either this or where's the other? Where are you? There we go. Or this. Let's go with the left being A and the right being B. Which thumbnail should we use? Let me make myself go away. Let's make the chat go away. Okay, so between these two, left and right, which should be the thumbnail we should use, or I should use? Oh, this actually looks pretty nice together. Anyway, left is A, right is B. Which should I use for a thumbnail? We'll give it a couple minutes, or not couple minutes, a minute or two for people to choose, and then we'll end the stream. DJ White, will the end? Oh, I read that one. Animated Alex, why can't they just use radios more often to find communities and groups? That's a great question. They started doing that with Eugene, right? So I think they might continue. Masked Ninja, would you say Fear the Walking Dead season 6 is the best season in Fear? No, I wouldn't say that. I would not say that. I would say season 3. Was it season 3? The season with Walker and the ranch and everything. I think that's the best season. And season 1, those two are great seasons, like prime Fear the Walking Dead. Masked Ninja has gone with A. Animated Alex has gone with an A as well. That's the one I went with as well. Like that's what I was gonna go with. So it looks like everyone's on the same page. I just love this Jeffrey Dean Morgan poster with him holding Lucille. Masked Ninja season 3 was great. Yes, it was for Fear. All right, so I'm gonna go with A then. That's what I was gonna do anyway. So looks like I don't have to do a lot of changes on my end. Let me bring this back. All right, so we'll go for another minute of questions, another minute, and that'll be the end of the stream. This Friday night, we are not going to have a stream. So, yeah. This Friday, that's why I have this stream earlier. Because last week we didn't have a stream Friday night. This Friday night, I won't be doing a stream. So I thought, let's just throw in one in the middle of the week. And I will have just one video this week, which is the thumbnail I showed, comparing Walking Dead Here's Negan TV to the comic version. And then we'll pick up with our usual schedule again, starting Saturday. All right, so that's about it. Looks like there isn't any more comments. Thanks everyone for joining this surprise stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next Friday night during the next stream that we're gonna have. And yeah, stay tuned for the comic Here's Negan TV version comparison and discussion. And with that, that's where we will end the stream. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Anyway, thanks everyone. I'll talk to you